So the Beat Pros recently hit the market and I purchased them both out of pocket because I was personally looking for some portable Bluetooth speakers. And when I found out that the Beats new redesigned pills got recently released, what the hey, I pulled the trigger and picked these things up. And I've noticed a couple of trends where most reviewers are typically hiding the ugly. Because you see, just like every Apple product, the instructions typically leave out some important, crucial features that you need to know. And so in today's video, I'm not only gonna review it, I'm gonna test its durability test to really put my money where my mouth is and saying how durable this thing is, and some pros and cons about the Beats pills. Starting off with its appearance. So I've already listened to audio and took this on a couple of trips with me already, and this shape works. It's the same size as like a normal water bottle. So existing like cup holders that you have like on a backpack, luggage, or even in a car, these fit perfectly fine. And the lanyard definitely does add some nice functionality and it's so easy to remove. It's one of these where you just simply pull out the string and it just comes off. And it comes available in 3 very cool colors. You got red, black, and also like a champagne color. In terms of unique features, it does feature lossless audio, but it will only work if you have it paired directly from your iPhone to the Beats with this USB-C port. And the USB-C port does not have a port back here, like a cover, so sand and debris could easily get in here. And even though this does have a water resistant rating of IP67, I really don't find this material durable, as you're gonna see in a little bit after I throw this and drop this on the floor. But if you like to jump around, timestamps are in the description. So when it comes to operating these two things, it's kind of confusing. You see, I do have 2 of these, so these can be paired together in what Bose call in their amplify mode, but you can also do stereo mode, which I'll show you how to enable that in a little bit. But a question I seen get asked a lot is how do you turn this off? So to power it on, you simply just long hold it, right? Let me go ahead and turn it off completely. When it's powered off, by long holding the power on button will put it in pair mode. But by holding it by 3 seconds, it'll turn on. And yeah, it's really basic. Now it does have an automatic turn off timer, which I believe it's like 10 minutes, where the speaker will turn itself off if it's inactive. But to properly turn this off, just hold down the power button for 3 seconds and it'll turn off. So just like an Apple product, the instructions are kind of confusing because it doesn't really tell you this in the manual. But powering it on, this middle button is your media control. So a simple tap will pause or play, a double tap will skip track to the next track, a triple tap will go back to the previous track. And then if you have 2 of these together, by long holding the center button until the LED light turns blue, wait a couple of seconds, and now they're automatically in amplify mode. And if you like to change the mode from amplify mode to stereo pairing, hold down the center button and the plus button, and then that little blue light will flash, indicating that this one that you hold the plus button on is the right stereo speaker. And yes, we will be doing a sound test in a little bit. And then if you like to unpair these 2 speakers, just hold down the middle button and the minus button, and it will automatically unpair these 2 speakers just like that. And then some people were telling me there's no virtual voice assistant on the pills. That is wrong, there actually is. And to activate Siri or Google, depending on the operating system you're using to have this paired to, just double tap the power button and it will activate Siri. Stop listening.
I can't help with that, but you can change it in
Stop
settings.
listening. And the cool thing about these latest generation Beats, the tilt position by default does face the ceiling a bit more, but it's actually properly balanced where if you want to, you could just tilt it back a bit more to allow the sound to reflect off the ceiling, giving you an almost 3D sounding immersion. Balanced in a way where you could just do that and it will stay. And then if you plug your phone into with the cable directly out of the speaker, I'm sure we already are aware that it could actually act as a power bank to charge your device. But if you like it to reverse the power source, if you want your phone to charge the Beats, press the power button 3 times, and now my iPhone is charging the Beats. This is good to know in situations if you have this plugged into like your computer, like a Mac computer as an example, but you don't want your Mac to charge your speakers, you want it to accept charge from your Mac, just press the power button 3 times and it'll reverse the charge. I thought that was kind of creative. So many reasons why this speaker is actually quite amazing, as it serves multiple purposes than just plain sound. Now it does have a built-in microphone, which in my opinion sounds okay, But when it comes to portable speakers, having a built-in microphone to have a phone call with, it's kind of weird, not my cup of tea. But it's nice that it has that ability. And the sound quality sounds like this. So you're listening through the Beats microphone right now. Oops, I have it upside down. For an indoor environment, it's perfectly fine. But for outdoors, the wind reduction I noticed is not really the greatest. But indoor environment, perfectly fine. Pretty good. I think the microphone is not too bad. Fairly decent, especially when you take into consideration that it is using the latest Bluetooth 5.3. And then when it comes to lossless audio, again, it has to be directly connected to your device with a USB-C cable to the pill. And honestly, in my opinion, this is somewhat of a meaningless feature, as it's very unreliable because there's no way a portable speaker like this size can actually cover the entire human hearing range like a full surround sound system like Sonos and such. Yes, it's a cool marketing tactic to say, oh, it has lossless audio, it has to sound extremely good. Again, it's a small speaker format. It's not really going to benefit this. But since the speaker is technically an Apple product, it's so easy to pair as it has like the AirPod pair ability. And then once it's paired on your Apple account, you can seamlessly just connect it and pair it on your laptop, your Apple TV, even in paired stereo mode as well. It works perfectly fine. And if you have an Android device, it pairs seamlessly as well. And then this being an Apple product, it will also take full advantage of the Find My app. So if you misplace your speaker, your friend took it or something like that, you could actually track this thing. It also works as a Find My app on Android as well. No additional charge. And then when it comes to battery life, these speakers do easily achieve 24 hours battery life. That's more than enough juice to make it through an entire party. But if whatever said reason these do die, these speakers do feature Beats Fast Fuel, which means a 10-minute charge will allow the speaker to last up to additional 2 hours of playback time. But a massive drawback to these speakers is the fact that there's no EQ setting, so you cannot customize the EQ sound. But in my opinion, it doesn't sound that bad. Although I do think that like something like the UE Boom do sound a little bit more bassy. I would do a comparison with the UE Boom 3 that I previously had, but I sold them because I pre-ordered the UE Boom 4, which comes out tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed to see that comparison. But in my opinion, the UE Boom 3 was a little bit more bassy than these two. So let's go ahead and do a decibel test to really see how these sound like. So the first test I'm going to perform is just a single speaker, and we're just going to see how loud it gets. Keep in mind, it's very difficult to actually capture sound quality. So even though I'm using these DJI mics, which are heavily respected in the industry for video production, but even if I would pick up like a $20,000 microphone, at the end of the day, the videos will still end up sounding similar due to the fact that everything is compressed on YouTube end to make it all efficient for their servers. But I'll do my best to give you my genuine impression and my final thoughts. So let's start off by doing a non-copyright song. And I do have a license to Marshmallow, believe it or not. And I'm gonna go ahead and do it with lossless audio, because most of the time I do have my phone next to a Bluetooth speaker, so it doesn't die. So one thing I noticed, it sounds really good, but as soon as the bass starts dropping, it lowers the woofer effect. So it's not as bassy as you originally think. So if I lower the song right now and try lowering it to a point where it sounds great in terms of the overall bass sound, this is going to be the result. So we're looking at about 99 decibels. That's not bad, actually. Let's do it in amplify mode now. So we were able to hit 107 decibels with both of them in their pair mode. So quite impressive. Definitely will fill up like a small apartment, a small room like this, and will be pretty good for an outdoor environment. Just the bass kind of goes down as soon as the bass starts hitting. But this is all due to the fact that I'm sure Beats does this on purpose to maintain the quality of the audio. So not a bad sounding speaker nonetheless. But again, I'm definitely excited to compare these with my UE Boom 4. So let's take this one outside and try to kick it like a football and see what the results are like, because the exterior does feel durable in a sense, but this is still aluminum. I'm sure this will easily get scratched and dent. And then this part is thin silicone, nice to touch, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be that durable, which is why I personally would not recommend using this as like a beach outdoor speaker. But who knows? Let's see what happens if I shuck this like a football or drop this casually on the concrete floor. So pardon the construction in the background, it's pretty hot, so construction in my yard has been paused. But here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in shoulder height since it is proven or said to be durable than ever. Let's see if it's really true. I'm gonna drop it like this. Oh no, I'm clumsy. Oh no. Wow, that took a impact. Let's see how that go. All right, so you can definitely see where the impact point landed, right on the side. But so far, the grill, I'm shocked with surprise. I'm gonna drop it again, this time with the grill down. Once more. Oh no, I'm clumsy. Oh yeah, the grill took an impact, but to my surprise, aside from the scratches, the dents are not as bad as I originally thought it was gonna be. Let's do the next test. And this would be the football test. I'm just gonna casually kick it off. Ugh. Go again. This time I'm gonna try to go further. This thing hurts, by the way. For science, right? I do not recommend kicking this. I strongly do not advise kicking this. But let's see if it still works. All right, we got a gnarly dent right here. But to the most part, it's fairly durable actually. But not as durable as other portable speakers, I want to say. Now the fact that the speaker is IP68 rated, it means it should be able to be immersed in water up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. So here's a bucket of water that I'm filling up right now, and I'm gonna jump it in there and see how well it survives. Because anybody could spray a water bottle on it or hose it down with a garden hose. I'm sure it's still gonna be water resistant for that. The real question is how well will it perform if it really does get dropped in water like this. And what better way to do this than powering it on and play Marshmallow. I want to see how it sounds like when it's in the water, and it still powers on after all that abuse. All right, here we go. It's like losing connection with the Bluetooth. Oh, you can see the bubbles forming from the speaker. I can feel the bass from the bucket. That's funny. Moment of truth. Let's get this thing out. It's been there for a good minute. Oh, yep. That's alive and well. Quite impressed. And there you guys have it. That is the in-depth review of the cool features, tips and tricks, and some interesting things to know about its durability. Hopefully you guys found this video informative and useful. If you haven't yet picked one up, I'll strongly advise, if you can, support the channel by using the affiliate links in the description down below, because I try keeping these videos sponsor free. I don't like always receiving products from Beats or other manufacturers ahead of time, because usually they require us content creators to send them like a submission, a draft, and they have to preview it and then change a couple of things they don't want to see in the video. I like to be straight honest with you guys in highlighting all the pros, but also the cons, and doing crazy things like seeing how really durable it is in real world, which is why you don't see the red box in my video. So if you can support the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. If not, a simple like will also work just as well. And then if you're watching this or you're waiting until the holidays, I'm pretty sure these will go on sale, because right now these are $150 each. I spent about $300 to get both of these. But after seeing these end results, I think it's well priced, but we'll have to see until the UE boom. But I'm sure during Black Fridays, these will go on sale for $100 or less, as Beats typically does during the holidays. If you'd like to watch more, I highly recommend checking out this video over there, where I cover all the new amazing features that's coming out on iOS 18 for Apple CarPlay, as now you have the ability to record while listening to music. So in case you're trying to capture a moment you see of a reckless driver, but you like to include the background music that you're currently listening to, you can do that on the latest version of iOS 18 that's coming out sometime during the fall. Watch that video for more information. Thank you so much for watching.